I don't understand the choice of the headline by the writer in the Standard, but what I can say is that one of the debunked mystery was that the 5th president of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, would not travel outside Kenya. You used to remember our friends from Azimio used to tell us Ruto can't travel to US, Ruto can't travel to UK, there are travel sanctions, travel restrictions, but it was being debunked fast because Kenyans and hustlers could say that William Ruto can travel outside the country. Number two, as my brother said, Kenya is in a community of nations. We don't live as an island, we don't live in isolation, so it was important that William Ruto builds network, reassures the West, and who are, by the way, US and UK have historical ties and very strategic reasons. You remember UK has one of the biggest outside military training bases outside the country, outside their nation for that. Of course, US is a strategic development partner. You know, there are many organizations that are run and even donor agencies that work in the country like USAID among others. And also geopolitics. You know, Kenya being a strategic region, it was very important that you are able to partner with the Western countries. And the third point I wanted to make is that apart from reassurance, create connection, and many others, it was also important for William Ruto to be part of international statesmen and women that the world can engage in terms of any international issue outside East Africa, Africa, and the world. And I think, in my own opinion, the trip was very successful. You saw in the US, and also was able to reassure. By the way, one of the critical important points that you have to know, Rahiga, is as at now, the highest foreign earner, and many people don't know, comes from Kenyans who live in diaspora. And those Kenyans need reassurance that the next government that will be formed by Hustler Nation, by Kenya Kwanza, and the next president, Dr. William Ruto, and I know Mutua will live happily ever after when William Ruto becomes a president, is that, by the way, diaspora rakes in billions and billions of shillings to our economy. It has even overtaken tea exports, and many other, even tourism sector is doing badly. But Kenyans who are sending money and investing back from diaspora, from UK, from US, from Emiratis, from anywhere across the world, is the biggest revenue earner. And therefore, the deputy president, who is the next president of the Republic of Kenya, the chief hustler, Dr. William Ruto, should have gone and assured Kenyans who are living in the UK, which are the majority, in the US, which are the majority. Because, by the way, Waiga, when you travel, they always have problems like renewal of their passport, issuance of their national identity card, issuance of Huduma numbers, how they can access our missions and embassies across the country and across the globe. How can they be able to invest without being caught? You remember there were stories, even media here you have run, where you are working in Dubai as a hustler, you are living paycheck to paycheck. Governor Mutua understands better because he has been a hustler abroad, paycheck to paycheck, where you are working 2 to 3 jobs, and you know you have friends or relatives who do that. You send back the money, your brother decides, or your friend, or your boyfriend or girlfriend decides to go on a joyride in the city. And when you come back, you are being sort of ramshackle. So what is in it is, apart from, is to assure that their investment that they are sending back to country can be reassured. And for me, because I have engaged with Kenyans diaspora before, I felt that the deputy president was doing the right thing. And that is why Raila Odinga now needs to rush to the West. Because in realizing, William Ruto has charmed the West. And the West have now seeing William Ruto as the next president of Kenya. They are now believing the next state.
That's your reading?
The only problem, yes, that is my reading. Of course, it is politics, and we know the reason why Raila Odinga is rushing. He had all the time to go to the West. He has been telling us that he is the darling of the West. He is only believe. In fact, there is a time that he used to say he is more darling of the West than our own president. And you remember, it was here and there. When he went to India, we never complained why he went to India, what he was doing. But when Deputy President went to US and UK, these guys, even Governor Mutua, decided to do a rally in Machakos to bash the Deputy President for traveling outside the country, which I found it odd, because now the same scrutiny, Baba must tell us what he's going to do in the West, and he must tell us why did he swear himself in. Why did he decide to swear himself in? In fact, the West and the travel alerts must be issued because he has committed a treasonable offense before by swearing himself in here in Kenya. So those are serious issues that we need also the West to engage people of high integrity, because you cannot be hosting somebody who has some allegations of committing an offense like treason charges outside the country. Then you tell us that's a statement. I think now we must be serious as a country, and I hope Governor Mutua will be on the trip. I think he has better connections than those Azimio people. If he will not be in the trip, then you can be assured that he's not part of the inner Azimio, the who is who, the A-list within Azimio. So he will confirm to us whether he's traveling or not, so that we can be sure whether we are discussing with the right person or not.
But some would then ask, you also did not travel?
No, because, you know, because we needed to keep you know, in my culture, whenever you are leaving home, there are people you leave to take care of the cows and the house. So some of us are playing that role within. And, you know, some of us also are going for nomination. You know, now you must be on the ground. He will tell you because he's a politician.
Okay. Yeah.